My name is Bernard Dean. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I just want to take an opportunity and welcome everyone to our Dr. Prasad question and answer. We're going to have an absolutely phenomenal program today. Some of you probably was on here earlier this week when one of the most momentous programs took place with the release of our weight loss. I'm pretty sure a number of you have a lot of questions in regard to that, as well as Dr. Prasad is going to be able to actually answer questions on anything that's related actually to our products. Jeff, we're not going to have people have telling experiences today. We're going to actually deal with the questions. Jeff, let me see. Let's see my co-host there, Jeff and Helen Ashby. But Jeff, we're going to make sure that we have a great program today. Today, we're going to have some little rules and regulations. And anything you would like to say in welcoming the people?
What an incredible Sunday this is, Bernard. Love to sit up here on the stage next to you. Thank you for just leaning into this whole opportunity to take one of the weekends during a month and having it be Ask Dr. Prasad. And so here we are tonight. For me here in Wyoming, it's just a little after 3 p.m. I know Dr. Prasad, it's still afternoon there at 2. And a lot of you are dialing in or joining us from the East Coast, which it's 5 o'clock. It's already the evening. So you bet we've got a lot to cover tonight. And just when you're ready, I'd like to give a little bit of background because there's so many new people that are on this call. Give a little bit of background to kind of set the stage for our questions and answers tonight. So when I'll turn it back.
Okay, well, we're going to not be long-winded when it comes to this program. There's things that we're going to do today that's a little bit different than what we've done with our question and answer to make sure we stay on target and get as many questions and answers as possible. We're going to have a 3-minute timer up here. And Dr. Prasad has already said that he's going to condense these answers to these questions so that it'll not only be memorable, but you're going to be able to repeat it and teaching your people how our phenomenal products work. So the thing that we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to kind of really shorten the stories and stick straight to the questions and answers, because a lot of people have a lot of things that they're looking forward to knowing. So I'm going to turn this program immediately over to Jeff Ashby. He's going to be the one that's going to share an experience with us, as well as give us a little background. I'm so excited. Jeff, I'm turning the program back over to you.
Well, thank you, Bernard. It's just it's an amazing opportunity to be here with all of you tonight. It was asked earlier, for those of you that were on, how things are here in Wyoming. Well, we woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. It was -5 outside. Right now, I'll share with you what it looks like just over here at the terraces. This is where the Bighorn River flows down, and the hot springs come over these terraces into the river. So this is what it looks like out there right now. I just put it up as a background. But I'll slide over here. You can see such a beautiful place in the country. Love to be here with everybody. The sun's out. It's just gorgeous. If you could see out my window, this isn't the view right out my window, but this is just just within walking distance of us at the Hot Springs State Park. So anyway, thank you for being here. I feel like it's important that we set the stage before we just launch right into the questions, because so many people here are new. Just last Tuesday evening, we had the introduction, a pre-launch to the product that we're going to be talking about tonight and answering a lot of questions. And it's crazy to think that since Tuesday night, where we overflowed the Zoom room, we had 500 seats available. And if you weren't in there about a quarter after, by then it was filled up and nobody else could get in. So we had a lot of people saying, how do I get a copy of it? What do I do? So it's been posted on YouTube, and just amazing to see that since Wednesday morning, at 9 a.m. when it was posted by Engage. We have had almost 800 views. In fact, I took just a moment to look it up. We're at 793 views in the last, 5 days here. And so a lot of people are really interested in this topic. And so I'm going to just for the sake of setting the stage for everybody, I'm going to take about 3 minutes. That's what Bernard says. Your questions are going to be limited to 3 minutes. I want to take 3 minutes and just set the stage, give a little bit of background. So the reason that we're all here is because of a father-son team that has come together. We have Dr. Kedar Prasad, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation. For those of you that want to find out more, do a little more deep dive on Dr. Prasad, please get back with the individual who invited you on this afternoon and ask for a copy of this. This is the science booklet. This is the cover page. And within this science booklet, you're going to find out really who Dr. Prasad is. Amazing when we realize his contribution to humanity, what he has provided us as far as the understanding of the human body and its relationship to nutrition is amazing. So we go from who he is to understanding his background, the world's foremost radiation expert. And he is certainly qualified to talk about what we are going through tonight. People have asked me, how do I find out a little bit more about Dr. Prasad? Well, you can go right to this page. This is the last page of the science booklet, and these are just some of Dr. Prasad's published works. I know that they're on your screen. They're going to look pretty small, but when you go through just the covers of the books that Dr. Prasad has authored, you know where his passion is, you know how he feels about humanity, and his contributions are just amazing. But what we really have, everybody get a copy of this. This is that science booklet. It is 40 pages worth of documentation. You can have it digitally sent to you. You can also request a hard copy. But if you really want to understand who Dr. Prasad is and what he has contributed, the number of patents that he holds, and just where we're at in this time in history, you are at the right place at the right time. So thanks for being here tonight. So I know I took about 3 minutes going through that, but what I want to do is just back up a little further and say, what is it that we're talking about tonight? We're going to have Dr. Prasad up here.
FDA.
And Yes. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. We do need to take care of the FDA statement. In fact, I'm going to change my background out here and pull up the FDA statement so that we can get into this. Just follow along with me as I read. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. I'm going to pause right there and say these recent advances are some that the medical profession hasn't even caught up with yet. And you'll see that as we explain what's happening and what Dr. Prasad has created. So this truly does need to be part of our disclaimer here tonight. It says, and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So that having been taken care of, I am going to pull those words out of the way. Thank you, Dr. Prasad, for making sure that we are on track tonight.
Yes.
And thank you. And what you have shared with us. So I don't know, Jessica, I don't want people clicking on your link because then it's your link. And if they wanted to know more information, I appreciate you being on top of it. But yes, get back with the person who invited you on tonight, and you can get a copy of this. So please do that. But tonight we're talking about hormone balance. Dr. Prasad, for years, and you can see the volumes, the publications, the books that he has authored, it's all about balancing ourselves nutritionally with micronutrients. Then, as we understand Dr. Prasad's pioneering work in the gut, he was the one that actually discovered butyric acid. That's the small fatty acid that is formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut. He actually discovered that. That's his name out to the side of it. Understanding that we need to balance our microbiome with the right prebiotics and probiotics. So he's taught us that. It's going on almost 4 years ago. Well, now we have that opportunity to move into that final frontier, and it's balancing hormones. The significance of what supplying our body with the required nutrients, those plant-based substances, those herbs that are going to support our bodies in maintaining and balancing hormones is that next frontier. So tonight we're going to be talking about that, but I feel like as we set the stage here, you need to understand the two hormones that we are talking about. And I'm going to go right to this paragraph. It says physiology of GIP and GLP-1. This is just give you a little bit of background so that your questions are even more spot on. It says glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide, that is GIP, and glucagon-like peptide 1, GLP-1, belong to a group of gastrointestinal hormones called incretins. To go on here with the paragraph, insulin released from the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans after ingestion of food is the major regulator of GIP and GLP-1 secretion. Both hormones show complementary action of the beta cells of the pancreas by acting through different but related receptors. Now, this is where I want you to just kind of hone in on the understanding that Dr. Prasad has shared with us. GLP-1 is secreted from endocrine L cells, mainly found in the distal ileum and colon, while GIP is released from the K cells located in the duodenum and the jejunum. So I had no idea where these places were. I had to go to a diagram of the gastrointestinal tract. I've put little arrows by where these hormones are actually manufactured and excreted. And you can see that there's entirely two different areas for each one of them. The GIP are those that are in green. You can see those two arrows. And the GLP-1 is in completely two different areas. And you can see that the complementary action of both of those, when these are stimulated, I'm going to pull this up, and I know it's a little difficult for you to see on your screen, but here is a diagram. If we're looking at this diagram as a clock, over at the 9 o'clock hour, you can see there's the GI tract. And we talked about stimulation. And when that stimulation happens, when we ingest food, these two hormones are released. And when these two hormones are active, you can see there in the middle of the clock, when they are active, we get the benefits of all of these blue arrows. I'm going to go through those just really quickly, but when they become inactive, if there's the body's not producing enough of it, or there is, well, right here, it says DPP4 steps into that equation. We'll talk more about that, not tonight, but this enzyme degrades the synergism that exists between these two, something that Dr. Prasad has taught us about. But when they are active, let's go back to the middle of the clock, center of the clock, when GIP and GLP-1 are active, up at the 10 o'clock time frame, we have benefits that the heart can have. At the 11 o'clock, we've got the muscles. Just a little after noon, we have the endocrine system that benefits from it, the stomach that benefits, the liver that benefits. Look down there at that 4 o'clock time frame, just under 3 there. Adipose tissue is affected. And for those of you that are on here tonight, those hormones, as it relates to the body being able to release that adipose tissue is that fat that has intertwined itself in between the muscles. That's what produces those big just hard, rock solid, firm bellies on a lot of men. That's adipose tissue. It's brown fat. It's just difficult to get rid of. But when you're balancing those hormones, it's amazing. You look at the pancreas down there at just a little after 4. The brain down at that almost 6 o'clock. You look at how the brain is also affected by the balance of these two hormones, the kidneys. And who would have thought that by balancing these hormones that we could get benefits associated with the bones? So we are super excited about this. Get back with the individual who invited you on tonight. You can get a copy of this chart, but Tuesday night, there was just not enough time to put this chart up. As David and Dr. Prasad talked about this formula, they talked about all the ingredients in this formula. And I'm telling you, Bernard, I'm so excited to be able to share what I am here tonight. Before we get into the questions, I feel it's important to take probably one of my favorite segments of Tuesday night's call. I pulled it out. Understand that this was just a Zoom where we had more than 500 people trying to get on and see it. And it's in this Zoom that I had to get out my own camera and zoom in on it and film in such a way that you can understand the significance of this formula. Because out there in the marketplace right now, a lot of people, a lot of drug manufacturers, even alternative good health companies, they're taking an approach to GLP-1. That's been their focus. Let's just activate GLP-1. But Dr. Prasad has talked to us about those two hormones that I shared with you, GLP-1 and GIP. And when those two are activated simultaneously, the body is supported and we get some tremendous benefits. Now, we have an incredible relationship with our manufacturer, and I just want to have you, before we open this up to questions, have you experience, like the rest of us did on Tuesday night, the significant difference between this and anything else that's out there. You'll get a chance to meet Blake Christensen, our manufacturing partner. And so I'm going to just share this and we'll be right back to take your questions. Here we go.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello, Blake. All right, I want to introduce everybody. We've got a big audience. Blake, I know we had a few, 100 or so of our affiliates go through your manufacturing facility. And so you got the chance to meet them. But tonight you get to meet 500 of our customers and affiliates.
Awesome.
And so, I want everybody to know the relationship between Blake and Engage it's a partnership. In fact, it's more than a partnership. It's a friendship, and I consider Blake, you to be a part of the Engage family. Blake is the owner of the manufacturing facilities. World-class, cutting-edge manufacturing facilities in Utah. Blake is the owner, founder. Blake is a personal friend and relationship. We've gone fishing in Alaska together with our boys. Yeah. So, we have more than just a business relationship. And tonight we asked him to get on this Zoom call. He's gonna talk to you about a couple things. But right now, Blake, you want to share with people. You've been in this industry manufacturing supplements for billion-dollar companies. You made a lot of products for a lot of companies. As we're formulating this product, when you saw it, I know you told us that this is something special. Why don't you tell people why you think it's so special?
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on tonight. Like Dave said, we are great friends, and I love the relationship. I love being part of this Engage family. You guys are special people, and our employees love the relationship that we have. So thank you. When I first saw this formula, it really jumped out at me because a few different things. Number one, last fall, every fall I attend a huge raw material supply show. There's tens of thousands of people there, and I see all sorts of ingredients from all over the world. And GLP-1 was a huge topic at the show, and there were formulas all over the place, and I didn't really see anything very unique about them. They were just like, well, yeah, I've seen all that before. But just a couple weeks after the show, I got an email from Robin with this formula from Dr. Prasad. And I looked it over and I was like, this is incredible. I knew some of the ingredients. I have a lot of experience with some of them, but 3 of them I'd never seen before. And I've seen a lot of ingredients. I've looked, like I said, I've been in the industry for over 35 years. I've been going to this raw material supply show for over 30 years. And 3 of them I'd never seen before. And I was like, this is interesting. So I started researching them myself. And the second thing, other than the uniqueness of these raws, the second thing that jumped out at me was the careful, unique care that Dr. Prasad has taken in formulating this formula. It is unique to anything that I've ever seen for GLP-1. And when you look at all of the ingredients and how they fit together and complement each other, I'm just super impressed with the care that Dr. Prasad has taken in formulating this formula. Haven't seen anything like it in my whole 35 plus years in the industry.
Well, Blake, thank you for helping share that perspective. You know, when I called Dr. Prasad up and I'm like, Dr. Prasad, this GLP-1 area is looking like it's got some really amazing impact on human health. He said, yes, I know. And then you're like, I'm going to see if we can do something unique and different and really open up a new frontier. And Blake, thank you for helping us open up a new frontier, because I know one of the challenges of even getting this launched was getting some of these ingredients, finding them, and then getting them in the quality we need. So thank you for that. Also, why don't you just tell people the level of testing you go through to make sure, number one, that everything we put in our products is exactly what we say, that there's anything that taints our products. Just give them a sense for the testing and validation you go through to make sure we're delivering absolutely the highest quality products.
Perfect. Yeah. So all of the raw materials that we purchase for the Engage formulas are all tested before we can even use them. They arrive at our facility. We put it on quarantine. We pull samples of each raw material, send them to a third-party lab, have them third-party tested for identity. We want to make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. And when we got these 3 new ingredients, we had to look up a standard because the lab hadn't even tested some of these materials before. So they had to look up the standard and make sure that it matched that. Some of these are very potent extracts, and so that makes that standard unique to this raw material for the testing lab. But each raw material, incoming raw, is tested for identity and also purity. So we want to make sure that it is clean. So it's tested for all microbiology testing, staph, strep, yeast, mold, total plate count. We want to make sure that it's clean. Once we have all of those test results back, then the raw materials are released to be able to be batched and blended into the custom formula that it is. So yeah, every incoming raw material is tested for identity, microbiology, to make sure that it's clean and pure for use.
Blake, thank you for delivering the quality. I know, Dr. Prasad, to you, safety and purity are like paramount, right?
Very important, very, very important. And thank you, Blake, for that. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Safety and purity, and I apologize about the volume. It was a recording of a recording, and you can see there's some of the shots were just a static picture of both of them, because it was just the way that the meeting was recorded. But so excited about this. Bernard, I'm going to have you come up here and join me in the spotlight, and let's start taking questions. But I feel it's so important that we establish that foundational just before we get into tonight. So go ahead.
Okay, Jeff. We're going to go ahead and get started. And remember, 3 minutes is going to be the limit. Dr. Prasad, once you ask your question, Dr. Prasad is going to take once you start speaking, you have 3 minutes between your time and Dr. Prasad to answer your questions. Only one question per person. So let's go ahead and get started with Horace Donnell. Horace, you want to go out with your question first?
Yes.
And then we'll alternate with the ones on the Zoom.
Okay. Hello, Dr. Prasad.
Hi.
How are you? My question is, a lot of the people that I have talked to, they ask one question. Can you take the diet boost by itself? I wouldn't suggest it, but that's what they asked. And what would your answer be, Dr. Prasad?
I think you can take it by itself, but also, for example,
it is very important to have probiotics, because probiotics is also the basic bundle that we have, because probiotics is another one which stimulates GLP-1. I mean, this I did not know until very recently. And so from that point of view, also it is very important to have probiotics with prebiotics. And if you are for a long term, because you are not going to eat very much, there is a risk for developing a deficiency of micronutrients. So at least with our product, at least you take a micronutrient, what is called basic bundle micronutrient, and the probiotics.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to actually also be Jeff will be going back and forth with us with it. There is one question on Zoom. They said one question said, "Thank you. Are there any other Engage Global products that can enhance the effectiveness of GLP-1 Boost?" I think you kind of answered it, but take a moment.
Yeah, there's for example, in addition to the probiotics, we have also a collagen peptide, because once GLP is produced, within 1.5 minutes they get destroyed, and so therefore the collagen peptide has an inhibitor of DPP4 enzyme, which destroys the GLP-1.
Okay, very good. And Dr. Picola, I'm going to have you to also kind of look at that, and we're going to be spotlighting her too. We're going to make sure that we ask those questions off chat. I'm going to leave that to you. So I'm going to ask, I'm going to go to Patricia Gelly, and then Dr. Prasad to come on with the ones on the Zoom. Patricia, you have our attention.
Yeah, just quick question. I have a son that has multiple disabilities, and he's on a feeding tube, and he's getting over 1,600 calories a day, but he feels like it's like he's always starving to death. So I was wondering if you think I could give him the GLP-1 when we get it, and if so, would I give him 2 or 1, or just don't give it to him?
No, don't give him to him, because GLP, this thing is for weight loss. He is already, under stress. So for him, it is not important. For him, what will be important for him is, even through the feeding tube, is the hydro, that we have micronutrient, so that he will get sufficient amount of nutrition.
So that would make him feel full, because it's like he's hungry after he eats.
Yeah, after he eats, he will, because your body is good. And also, if possible, somehow you can put in some kind of a solution. Probiotics would have been good, but I don't know how to take probiotic inside. But at least you try with micro daily, the hydro.
Okay, thank you.
And then it will be good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Prasad, do we have some? I'm not Dr. Prasad,
Okay.
Dr. Picola. Do we have someone?
Yes. Can you hear me? This is
Yes, we
hello,
do.
Dr. Prasad. This is Kelly, and she asked the question: can you take the GLP-1 Boost while on medications for diabetes, and all of the different medications that she's having? And she also asked about if you're on Ozempic, if you can take it.
No, if you have to take either Ozempic or our product. You can't have both. And if you are being treated with Ozempic, it's up to you to decide it. And but if you want to use our product, then you have to get rid of Ozempic for 5 to 7 days, because that stays in your body for 5 days. And and then when you come to our place, you will do it, and only with what Ozempic is, same thing, that you have to be concerned about, make sure that we don't get hypoglycemic, because you're already on medication, other medication, oral medication. And if you take our product or you are taking Ozempic, you have to be concerned about hypoglycemia, means blood sugar goes too low, and that can cause all kind of problem. So then in that circumstances, you should immediately call the doctor, and then they can advise you what to do.
All right. And Dr. Prasad, while we're talking about medicine, the question is, will our boost interfere with blood pressure meds? I'm on high blood pressure meds.
No,
So
no,
would it interfere with that?
no.
Okay. Um, one one of the ingredients in the GLP states not to eat garlic or ginger because it may enhance blood clots. You want to address that?
No, garlic, we don't have a garlic in our product, but but garlic in a small amount is not going to do anything. So I think, our product, that all the herbs that we have, you don't have to be concerned about, because they have been tested in human for a long time. Toxicity.
Okay. Jeanette asks, people on Ozempic like the benefit of no food brand. Does our product do that too? No food brand? Jeanette, I think you're gonna have to open your mic and ask that. That doesn't make too
I
much
don't know
sense.
what is what is it about brain? I didn't understand it.
She's gonna have to open up the mic and ask that one, Dr. Prasad. It didn't come out right. Jeanette, could
Yes.
you? Okay,
Yes.
come on, ask it.
I will say that when they're taking the Ozempic, one of the things that they notice is their brain isn't constantly thinking about food, of what to have for dinner, when they need to eat, and all that stuff. They lose that and have a clearer brain. And I'm wondering if this will do that too.
Yeah, because that's the GLP effect. And so our product produce the same GLP, and you will introduce you that you don't feel hungry at all. And even if you want to eat, you won't be able to eat it because you don't feel hungry. And that's why, if you eat it for a week or 2 weeks, but if you are committing for a lifetime, then if you don't eat at all, then you have to develop a deficiency. You could develop after a few months, you can develop a deficiency. That's why we always recommend with our product of weight loss, you at least take a micronutrient that we have, and also probiotics. But probiotics also stimulates the production of GLP-1.
Okay, Bernard.
Okay, thank you.
You want to go
Thank
on
you so
over to
much.
Gretchen? I have a
Yeah,
few more, but
yeah.
we can come back to those.
No, we want you to hold off on those.
Okay.
What we're going to do is alternate. But before I go on, I want to extend a special. We have a special guest on actually today. We have actually the CEO has actually come on today to basically be here to see how our call is going. So along the way, if he had a 1 or 2 minute thing or whatever he wants to say, we definitely want to hear from him too.
Yes.
So we welcome David Nemelka. And so I don't know what these camera-rated people, but anyway, he happened to pop on. Dave, along the way, if you hear something that perhaps needs clarification, we're going to invite you to join in with this too. And of course, Jeff, got Dr. Court, got Dr. Picola, this is a powerhouse here today. So I'm going to have to keep it moving. Dave, anything you want to say for a minute before we go ahead and keep on going with the questions?
Well,
Just keep going.
I just want to say hello to everybody and happy Sunday. How fortunate it is, Bernard, that we can get together with 100+ people on a Sunday that are excited about GLP-1 Boost and about what Dr. Prasad is bringing to the world. They're joining us in our mission to bring health and goodness to this world. Engage is the micronutrient company, and we're so fortunate to have Dr. Prasad, the Einstein of micronutrition. And now we're combining that micronutrition expertise in revolutionary ways to help people lose weight. So in terms of the combination of what we're offering, we're super excited to see people's lives change for the better.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Dave just corrected us. We all supposed to have our hat on, so we all got caught.
Hey, I've got my Engage hat. Bernard, I hope everybody looks at our logo, because at Engage, everything we do is done with a reason. There's a lot of thought that goes behind everything. And, we envision our Engage community being a family of people locking arms together to lift and inspire and edify every one of us to become our better selves. So I'm glad that you appreciate what our swag means.
Very good.
I'm gonna just jump in. I'm gonna jump in here quick and say, hey, the other night, Tuesday, David, such an off the charts call. you referred to Dr. Prasad as an artist, the Michelangelo of micronutrients. And I just think, oh my goodness, does that ever just roll off the tongue? Michelangelo of micronutrients. There we have Dr. Prasad. So I just, thanks for being on.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
Dr. Prasad's formulations are based on science, but there's an art to his science. And that's an art that's been perfected over a lifetime. You know, just to give people a little insight into Dr. Prasad. So we just recently celebrated his birthday in San Diego and had a fantastic party. Jeff, you were there, and Corleen was there, and so many others that are on this call were there celebrating Dr. Prasad's 90th birthday. First of all, Dr. Prasad, you don't look 90. Are you sure? We need to look at your birth certificate. I think you're fudging a little bit. But anyway, so his son Che was there, and Che is Dr. Prasad's heir in waiting. He's taking the reins when Dr. Prasad ultimately decides to retire at 100 or 110, whenever that day comes.
Yeah.
But Che was telling us how when Dr. Prasad gets on a plane, he always puts his tray down, he gets his briefcase out, he pulls out his computer, he pulls out his papers, he pulls out his research. Even at 90 years old, Dr. Prasad doesn't waste a minute when he's on an airplane. He is enlightening himself and enlightening us. So anyway, I hope that everybody can appreciate what you just said, Jeff, and that he is truly the Michelangelo, the Leonardo da Vinci, the Vincent van Gogh of micronutrition and better health.
Thank you, David.
Wow. Dave, thank you so much for coming on. And boy, I tell you, boy, every time you come, you just bring the quiet storm. So we're going to have to keep moving, though, because we promised everyone we would fly through these questions. So Gretchen Daniels, your quick one, and we're starting the clock. We might have to start this clock at 2 minutes because there's so many. Well, we'll go down to 2 minutes and see what happens. Go ahead.
Well, my question is specifically on Mounjaro. Now, I have a client that's going to transition from Mounjaro to the GLP-1 Boost, and she asked me to ask you, do you have anyone that has made a transition from one to the other?
No, but you can very easily can do it because they stay in your body for 5 days. And so if you want to take a GLP boost, you have to get off this Mounjaro for 5 to 7 days. And then it's very easy to do it because we don't want to get contaminated with the synthetic compound that Mounjaro is actually. So I think that's what I would suggest it, which will be safely and effectively. You will have a benefit of our product and no toxicity that you might feel or might get at some point with this kind of product, synthetic product.
Okay, because she has gotten the whole program, the Core 4, so that she can make sure she get optimal from it.
Yeah, if you can afford it, but many times, at least minimally, we said you use a basic bundle, which is a micronutrient and the probiotics. But if you can afford it financially speaking, then Core 4 would be very good because collagen peptide also has an inhibitor of DPP4, which destroys GLP-1.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Gretchen. And let's go to Linda Messenger next.
Hi, Dr. Prasad.
Hi.
I started with the microdaily due to having cancer. I have surgery coming up on March 4th. And they started me out on 6 packs. Should I continue the 6 packs or should I reduce now? And that would have been starting back in the end of September.
The micro daily high dose?
Yes.
You don't need to lose weight, do you?
No, I'm not doing it for weight.
So then you don't have to take it right now. It is only for those people who have heavy weight, want to lose weight. I want to lose 10, 15 pounds, but you are just.
Oh no, I'm not taking the weight loss. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
micro daily powder pack.
Do you mean the other one? If you are cancer-free, say for a year or so, and then you take gradually reduce to preventive dose. Preventive dose means 3 in the morning capsule and 3 in the evening, but do it gradually, because if you do suddenly, then you will body will deficiency of micronutrient. So you can't stop just from tomorrow. So if you are cancer-free for a long time, say at least for a minimum of 6 months, and then you start taking the preventive dose and other things that we recommend.
Okay. All right. And I can still take it during my cleanse.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Okay, very good. All right, Dr. Picola, let's get 2 questions from the chat.
All righty, I decided that I would just go out here and put this cap on because we, I made Dave pay, and I decided, I said I could put my cap on this. Yes, sir. Listen, the question is, Dr. Prasad, and I think that you may have touched on it a little bit earlier, and that is, can we use this product if the person is having seizures, is one question. And the other one is, can you use it if they're wanting to know if you can use it with different challenges, health challenges, and seizures happen to be one.
This product is mainly used for those people who want to lose weight.
Okay.
Or heavy weight, overweight people. Not for any place else. If you are a skinny, you don't need to take this one. Why you will take this?
Mm-hmm. They want to know if you can take it with somebody with thyroid hormones.
Yeah, that's no problem. If you're on thyroid hormone, but if you are overweight, yeah, you take it. Yeah.
Will it help with what is this? Helping others? I don't quite understand that one. Some of them it didn't come in too good. And we've already talked about it helping with diabetes, somebody. So
it will be very helpful, just like Ozempic is as good as any other drug as far as the glucose, reducing the glucose level. And because main function of GLP is to stimulate the production of insulin in pancreas and allow flow of the insulin from pancreas to the blood, and then they take care of the glucose metabolism. And so that reduces glucose. So this is very important. But only thing is that people who are obese and have a diabetes, and they are on oral medication for diabetes, then they have to be very careful in monitoring their sugar. And as soon as it goes down, say around 70, that's called hypoglycemia, 70 milligram. And then they should consult immediately doctor, and doctor will say, go and take a glass of orange juice and it will be okay. But immediately contact it.
Okay.
Because in that scenario, the doctor may decide to reduce the oral medication that he's getting, because our doing is very good job if he gets hypoglycemic.
Yeah. Dr. Prasad, one thing that I say and I'll continue to say is, this is the body that God has given you. Practice on your own body, and it is very, very risk-free for us to practice with your product and your formula, because we don't have any side effects and no toxicity. So everything and anything that people are asking about, whether will it help with this, practice on your own body, because that's what other doctors tell you to do. We have a scientist here who's not going to tell you that, but I can tell you because I'm not. Listen, this is your temple. Practice on your own temple. Bernard, let's go back. We got 5 hands up.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Greg Holcomb. You have the podium. Your time has started.
Hey, Dr. Prasad, my first question is vitamin E succinate, is that the only one that you recommend? All the other forms?
No, vitamin E succinate we have added in our formulation. We have both vitamin E succinate and vitamin E acetate, which is mostly commonly used. But vitamin E acetate is more soluble, and it can cross blood-brain barrier, therefore accumulate in your brain more than vitamin E acetate. acetate.
Okay, thank you. And regarding the manufacturer date, how long after that does the product expiration date?
But I think actually, generally, most of the time expiration, this is around 3 years. But we have tested some of our products in a previous micronutrient, even after 5 years, they are very stable.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara Green.
Yes, I am a previous taker of Ozempic, and when I heard the information, what those drugs do, I immediately stopped taking it. Now I'm about to get on the GLP-1 Boost. I've ordered it. My question is, what about maintenance? Once you've reached your goal weight, do you stay on it or do you cut back?
No, I think, we have only 2 capsules a day. There is no need for it. It is the minimum amount that you can have it. And it has no toxicity. No, I think when you commit, it's just like Ozempic or any other medication that you are taking, you have to commit for life. If you maintain the weight, once you get weight lose, and then you will see that then if maybe you can reduce at that point, maybe 1 capsule a day. But what happens if somebody gives up totally? Then at least with Ozempic, we don't know with our products, so I can't predict with that. But with Ozempic, if you give up, if you have that for 6 months or a year, and you give up, then you get your weight gain again. So it is no good to give up. And so in this case, your commitment would be time, at least this part. And you can take it, But once you lose the weight, then it won't be, your hunger will be returned to a normal level. It induces a reduction in appetite, only those people who are fat.
Thank you. That's my question answered, Dr. Prasad. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Excellent. This is flowing along pretty good, by the way. Let's go with Karen Jenkins, please. And then we'll get Cynthia, and then we'll go back to the Dr. Bacall.
Karen.
Yes, my question is, this patient is on Plavix, atorvastatin, and they're always waking up in the middle of the night wanting sweets, gotta have something sweet. And so the question is that a habit or is it a condition, or will the GLP address the sweet tooth as in addressing the appetite?
Sleeping problem, is it?
No, the patient is on Plavix.
Yeah.
A blood thinner.
Okay. It does not interfere with the effectiveness of Plavix at all.
But they're waking up in the middle of the night and always want to indulge in sweets. And so with the GLP-1, will the GLP-1 help with and address the wanting of sweets and losing weight at the same time?
Yes, sleeping, if you have a sleeping problem, for example, then you should take a sleeping boost that we have in our product.
I think what they're saying, Dr. Prasad, is that person have a desire for
candy.
sweet.
You want to eat sweet.
They want candy in the middle of the night.
If you are taking this
product curve to sweetness.
Yeah, if you are taking our product, you don't feel hungry. You don't feel need for your appetite would be so low, you don't feel like having any sweet.
All right, thank you, Dr. Prasad.
That will help, and let us know, because these are very interesting. Okay.
Cynthia Stradich.
All right, thank you.
Hello, Dr. Prasad. I'm going to ask the question about a different product, the Micro Daily Original. I am a RHA negative blood type, is very rare. I noticed after having my cancer treatments back in 2014, I'm a 10-year triple negative breast cancer survivor. Can't do any vitamin Bs without them making me really itch really bad. And I tried the methylated and it didn't work. Do you think that the Micro Daily would work for me? Which should I do?
I think micronutrient works for everybody whose health is a problem. And it has nothing to do with the type of blood or anything you have, because they are born, there are genetic issue. And so I think, but micronutrient is for your good health, good immune system, good function, good energy. And so I would say that either you take micro daily, original one, or methylated form that we have. The reason we give methylated form is this is the form body uses it. So folic acid has to be converted by the enzyme to methylfolate. And many people have mutation of that enzyme, so they can't convert folic acid to methylfolate. And if they convert, the folic acid accumulates it, and that can increase the risk of heart disease. And so if you are not, you don't have, for example, if you don't have mutation of MTHFR, then you can take the original one without any problem.
Oh.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And if somebody has mutation, and so I just wanted to remove the fear that some people may not know I have a mutation or not mutation. But and so methylated form is the one which body uses. And either you take it as it is, or folic acid has to be converted to 5-methyl form, folic acid, folate.
Dr. Prasad, I just might want to throw this in here too, because it's important for everyone to know. There are different micro daily products. It may be methylated, may be original, maybe the EMF. And some people find that certain ones work better for them than others. I had someone switch over to the original because it was helping their kidneys out better. So everyone has a different take on which one works best for them. But the beautiful thing to remember is that it works.
Yes.
Well, I tried the EMF and it made me itch really bad. So I knew I couldn't take that one.
That's okay.
That's a good example. That's a good example.
That's exactly why I say practice on your own body. If it doesn't work, try something else, because that's what happens when you go into your physician's office. If it doesn't work, try it for 10 days and come back and we'll see. And that's why so many people have so many bottles in their cabinet, because they keep trying something else. Dr. Prasad, I like how we're starting this one off, because somebody is giving you a compliment and thanking you so much. They don't have a question. They just want to thank you for these products and for what you are doing and how well you are doing at the age of 90. Now, let me see. Somebody here wanted to know if you could use this product.
Hold on, whoever that is speaking, go ahead and let Dr. Picola ask the questions on the chat first, please.
Okay. Somebody in here had a question about the sleep boost and the ingredients in the sleep boost. It say helps sugar levels. Also, can you still take the new product with the sleep boost? Would that be a problem?
No, no problem.
No problem with that. All righty. And we have already talked about diabetes 1 and 2. You can use it with both of them. That's good.
Carefully.
All righty. And let's see. Somebody was so kind to, did somebody drop the article in there that somebody asked for the article that you had written? Okay, you dropped it in. Thank you. Dr. Prasad, we just want you to know that we appreciate everything that you are doing. Somebody wants to know something about whether this product can assist with long-term COVID-19.
That's a big one.
19 is totally separate issue. But with the micronutrient that EMF or any of those micronutrient formulations we have, the main function is to improve your immune function as far as the COVID is concerned. And so, but if you are heavy weight, you want to lose the weight, then it will be okay to have this one as well. Weight loss formula that we developed.
Okay. Dr. Prasad,
before you go on, Dr. Picola, so they basically want to know, does a product really help out with long COVID? What would just be a very brief answer on that?
Yeah, but in a way, if you are just taking this product itself, the answer will be maybe, or I don't know. But if you this in combination with a say basic bundle, then I would say yes, very much so.
Excellent. Okay. And one more, Dr. And then we're going to get to two at the top, and that's probably going to be it. But go ahead.
Yes, we are now 5 until. Listen, Dr. Prasad, this is good. When I'm still hungry after eating, I find that taking micro daily satisfies that hunger right away for me. And so I don't have a need for sweets. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. That's from Rebecca. You know, she just loves you anyway, and she loves the product.
Because probiotics also stimulate the production of GLP-1, which I did recently.
There you go.
That's good. That's good right there, Dr. Prasad. That's good.
Wow.
All righty, Bernard. And
Wow.
let's ask these last two and close it out because we
Okay.
Frida was trying to get in because she hasn't been able to get in. So let Alfreda come.
Okay. Well, let me give Charles Rayford first and then Alfreda.
Yeah.
We just did Charles.
No, we didn't get Charles Rayford. He's
All right.
He's in Ecuador. Charles, can you unmute right quick? We're down.
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Okay, please. We got only, like she said, 3 minutes. So
thank you so much, Dr. Prasad, and all of you brothers, all you ones that are doing a wonderful job for us. And thank you for your love and concern for us. Now, I have a question. Is several women in Ecuador that are having problems with thyroids, and I don't know exactly how to help them. It's about 4 or 5 that we know of.
Yeah, thyroid problem is generally deficiency of iodine. In US, salt are iodinated, so don't need it extra. But in this case, if doctor have said, if there is a problem of iodine deficiency, then she can take a supplement of iodine. Because most of the time, all these thyroid-related problem comes out from the deficiency of iodine. And because that is very important. Plus, for general health, you should take at least micronutrient and a basic bundle probiotic, at least 2 products. Consider taking it.
Okay, so just take the original and the probiotics?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah.
And finally, because I don't want to meet up with the policeman, Dr. Cole. I'm going over.
Absolutely. I didn't want that either. So
hello.
Alfreda,
hi everybody.
Hi.
Prasad, thank you so much for everything that you've done. I can't wait to get the product. This is a different question. I have a low white blood cell count right now. It's 1,700. And right now I'm taking triple the, micro daily products 3 times a day. Anything else that would help to raise my white blood cell count?
Yeah,
because they're saying it has to do with my lymph nodes.
Yeah, it could be, and could be also that did you consult a doctor?
Yes.
What he said?
Well, I just had a biopsy and it's lymphoproliferative, but I still haven't. I'm still waiting on the.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And because when white cell goes like down, lymphocytes up.
Right.
And so I think you are taking you should take a therapeutic dose like 3 times of micro daily.
Yes.
You are taking it 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah. And then probiotics, are you taking probiotics?
Yes.
Yeah. How long you have been taking?
Couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you get a blood test after say 2 months or whatever?
Well, it was 2,000 and now it's dropped to 1,700. So I don't know why it keeps dropping.
Well, I can't say it except that it takes at least 90 days to see the effects. And otherwise, then doctor can advise you. If in 90 days it doesn't improve, that means the doctor has to advise you.
Yeah.
They give you some kind of medication.
Yeah, I'm still getting testing results. So.
Yeah. But I would have expected many times if you have any kind of a increased proliferation of cells, that is a neoplastic, pre-cancer change, they call it. And then in the past, therapeutic dose is very helpful. But you have already taken 2 months and there is no chance. So I would say best thing would be to consult doctor as soon as possible and get the treatment.
Yeah, I'm with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so see that doctor, Alfreda. See that doctor and keep that therapeutic dose going, sound like. So we're come to the end of the hour.
We're not, before we close, we have one, she's a new client of Rebecca's, and we definitely want to get her real quick. Ms. Torres, could you open your mic and ask your question? I missed you in here. I apologize. Ms. Torres?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Ask your question.
I'm taking cholesterol reducing medication, ROS. Will it interfere with the if I take it 2 hours, the medication 2 hours, and then do the microdailies?
No, it will not interfere at all.
Okay, and then what about getting on the GLP, because I do have a weight situation?
Yeah, it would not interfere at all.
Okay, so I just wanted to be sure that's going to be okay.
That's very true. Most of the people at our age are on including myself, are a cholesterol loading drug.
Okay, all right. I've been that way for a while. I've been avoiding taking the medication. It's a small one, but still, I don't want to have
No, a small dose is good. This is good for you if you are taking a 10 milligram or so. I think keeping the cholesterol down is very important.
Yes, sir. But 2 hours is good to wait between taking the microdailies then.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
Excellent. Glad to get your question answered. That brings an end to my segment. I want to thank you, Jeff, for allowing me and Dr. Percola and to actually be a part of this momentous hour of power. And people do like this right here. If you really can learn something and appreciate it, put your thumbs up. Put your thumbs
These
up.
are jazzy hands, you guys.
And David is still on too. So I don't know what he want to be, but we have to stick within that hour. We want to make sure that we stay right there because we want people to come back in. And so Jeff, close us out with, of course, there's a reminder. We only got 3 days left.
Yeah, we have Monday something, right?
And then that's it for the special. But go ahead, Jeff.
Tuesday, Dr. Prasad, you're on with Beth and I, one of our...
on Tuesday, Monday, not on Monday.
Yeah, Tuesday we're on, and that is the last night. You guys, we have an opportunity here to buy 2 and get 1 free. So you're getting 3 for the price of 2.
That's great.
Yep. It is fantastic, and so you need to take advantage of that. In fact, there's something else. I'll just pull it up here on the screen with me. Everybody wins because there's going to be it's a contest. You lose 10 pounds in 3 months, and you're going to get enough points to get a second or third. Let's say it's buy 2 and get 4 if you're doing it right. So definitely want to get on that. So get back with the individual who invited you onto today's call. It's just been an awesome opportunity to associate here with you. There was a question that was asked of me specifically, and it says, is there any specific diet? We'll get more into those things as we get the product, but you're going to want to be one of those that gets the product. And so you want to be one of the first people that gets the product.
When it will be available? When it will be available?
Mid 26th of February is what Dave said.
Yep. In fact, Dave, do you want to go ahead and give us any updates at this point? Is he still? Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, we will have the product available at the launch, and we expect to have those who've made a pre-order have the product in their hand by the launch. So the launch will be on February 26th.
26.
Okay.
February.
February 26th at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you've got a few more days to get a pre-special pre-launch purchase. Buy two, get one free. In addition, you will get a free entry into the weight loss contest. And you're going to save what, 120, almost $119.99 you're going to save by doing the buy two, get one free. So basically, you can get your first 3 months of product for the price of two if you purchase the pre-launch special. Now, right now, it's scheduled to end on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. But you've got a couple more days. Make sure you don't miss it. And you can buy as much as you want. We don't have any limits right now on the pre-launch.
Okay, and the question is, after the pre-launch, Mr. Namalka, will people be able to purchase between the close of the pre-launch and when the product and the 27th?
No.
There would be none sold during that time.
Yeah,
okay.
Tuesday will be the last day for being able to pre-launch purchase. Then you'll have to wait till the launch and see what we have in store for you. Then I can tell you, to be able to be in the contest for free will not be a part of the launch. So pre-launch, we want to make sure you get a couple special extra things. One will be free entry into the weight loss contest. We've got two contests. We've got one where everyone can win. Go on the GLP Boost 1 and lose 10 pounds in your first 3 months. And you're going to get a free month of product. We're going to give you reward points equal to a month of product. So it'd be 120 reward points. In addition, we are going to have a weight loss contest. And that's what Bernard's putting up there. We're going to have a biggest loser contest. And so what I'm going to do is for every GLP order in the pre-launch and in the launch, I'm going to donate at least $10 into a winner's pool. So we'll see. I mean, there will be thousands. I have no doubt there will be thousands of dollars available and maybe tens of thousands of dollars. And we'll be splitting that amongst 20 not lucky winners, 20 people who certainly will have earned it. So Dr. Prasad, I just want you to say one thing, we are launching this product with a lot of confidence. And our confidence is based on your science and your reputation and your track record. I think of when you had Micro Daily formulated and the US military said, prove it. You spent 6 years and $24 million validating Micro Daily. You did studies on concussions. You did studies on inflammation and you did studies on oxidative stress. You did studies on diabetes. You did studies on tinnitus. You did studies on radiation. I mean, you got patents on 7 patents on Micro Daily. That was all based on science and some experience you had with a few individuals. But when you did the $24 million of validation, what did the results show you on Micro Daily? Did they surprise you?
Well, not surprise me, but when you develop a product, you think 100% it is going to be, but you don't know for sure until it proves. And it proved that what I was thinking about it, I was 100% correct.
Well, Dr. Prasad, so as it relates to GLP-1 Boost, you have a track record, and the military validated it with Micro Daily of $24 million. The science around GLP-1 is well tested.
Yes.
Dr. Prasad, your knowledge on how to stimulate GLP-1 naturally, unlike these synthetic drugs, how confident are you that your natural solution is going to stimulate GLP-1 and people will have weight loss results that you'll be proud of?
Not only GLP-1, but GIP, which protects any potential toxicity of GLP-1. And therefore, I'm 100% sure that it will work. But again, only the customer, our engaged family member, can show us that it is my prediction is correct, just like Army, The experiment showed that was great.
This is exciting because every one of you who are buying the GLP Boost, you are a part of a validation of what we think will be a revolutionary product.
Yes.
Ozempic has revolutionized weight loss. Ozempic, Wegovy, and these other synthetic drugs. So the science is solid. It's tested. Now, those synthetic drugs have a lot of side effects. Our belief, the science says, is with GLP-1 being stimulated naturally in the body, you're going to have results. And with GIP also being stimulated, this balancing of these hormones in your body, you're going to have results that we will think will be equal, if not superior, to what these drug companies have.
Yeah, this, for example, synthetic one, say Ozempic, it is a 31 amino acid polypeptide made in the laboratory. Nobody has tested Ozempic by itself as a compound. Is it toxic or not? Nobody has tested. And,
Well,
but this compound, when goes in your body, that it stimulates the receptor of GLP-1, and then GLP-1 increases secretion. And so, but in our case, it's all natural. There is no synthetic compound here.
Dr. Prasad, I can't wait for, I think we will have thousands of people on your GLP-1 Boost, right around the launch. We'll have thousands of people. I mean, we've had 500 people on Zooms. We have hundreds of people joining Zooms. We're going to have, I believe, thousands of people on this product that will validate your science, and we're going to revolutionize weight loss at Engage. So thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And thank you for trusting and believing in Dr. Prasad, the Michelangelo of micronutrition.
Thank
you. I'll pass it back to you, Bernard.
Thank you, Bernard.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm gonna leave it to close out with Jeff, but I just want to thank everyone for coming on. Dr. Stroller, you are just the most beautiful co-host I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming on. I thank you, Dr. Prasad, from the bottom of my heart. Jeff, close us out. We're ready to roll.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, everybody.